recent e-reader card states, and I quote, Arthur's face shines with beauty and the sparkle of the youth, whatever. But she claims she was a cat in Cleopatra's court. That would make her 3,000 years old. So you are confirmed a 3,000-year-old fossil. Nothing to say? Thought so. So because we confirmed that you have toilet paper all over your boobies, question 3. Where do you do the clothes shopping at? The dollar store? Bed Bath & Beyond? Or maybe Home Depot with all those bandages?
I shop at the mayor's house. But you wouldn't know what it looks like, would you?
Question 4. How does it feel that the entire internet saw your booty clapping forte?
I don't know. How does it feel, Isabel? Hold on a sec. 6,602 results. I don't want to hear it.
Question 5. Why are your hips so big? What junk food do you binge to avoid? What's your diet like?
Look who's talking. You're heavier than Sora. The whole world saw that.
大きな弱点ですが、体重はかなり軽いです。自然さんや子供肉よりもさらに軽いぐらい。
I am not heavier than Sora! Be quiet, I have a fantastic diet.
Roll the clip.
I'm watching my diet, but it is a cheat day, and I like to order as many cakes as I possibly can. Please, this looks so delicious. And then I said, oh, I eat raw bacon. Which is, this is only one thing I can do. Report that to me. That was a long time ago. Next question. Question 6. Your dumb name. Is it pronounced Anka or Anka?
It's pronounced unkept, like your moppy hair.
I washed my hair extra well with extra soap last night. Question 7. Your catchphrase is me meow. Ew. Explain.
Yeah, well, your catchphrase is, I can't look away. I can't look away. After you saw me with your man.
What are you doing? How long has it been since you took a bath?
I remember. Last time I was in Mr. Mayor's
She said, I said, who you playing with? She said,
Oh
Kelly
gosh,
with the
yeah. I locked myself into that. Got me right there. Alright, question 9. You seen that Discovery Kids show, Tuttenstein? What did you think about it?
Oh, I actually really liked it. It wasn't very historically accurate, but it did a nice job at teaching young viewers the beauty of Egyptian culture. A lot of shows on Discovery Kids did during the mid-2000s. Time Warp Trio, Growing Up Creepy, were all fabulous shows. But then they were all cancelled, and Discovery Kids was turned into the hub which produced Cringe. And then this channel was born, posting Cringe. And here I am, on it.
Go watch PBS Kids.
Question 10. I know you're behind the copyright claim, Anka.
Oh shit.
And so this concludes our interview. Yay! So now...
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Denise, and today we're looking at Hellraiser 2, released in 1988. Though it was weird as all shit, the first Hellraiser was a success, so a sequel was planned pretty much immediately. Clive Barker was busy with Nightbreed, so he didn't return to direct, but he was a very hands-on executive producer, making sure Hellbound felt consistent with the first film. Barker also wrote the story for Hellbound, which picks up immediately after Hellraiser concludes. Kirsty Cotton, free of Pinhead but telling an unbelievable tale, is stuck in a psychiatric ward with a power-hungry doctor looking over her. His yearning to know and experience all leads to Julia Cotton's return in a full-on trip to hell. And, of course, the return of the fan-favorite characters, the Order of the Gash, aka Pinhead and the Cenobites. Hellbound is honestly a kick-ass sequel, arguably just as good as the first movie. What I love is how different it is in tone and scale, but how it still feels like a, quote, direct and honest sequel. The two movies could be watched together as one continuous epic story, which is probably owed to the continuity of cast and crew. Replacing Clive Barker as director was Tony Randall, the New World exec who gave them extra money for the first film to do Frank's awesome resurrection scene. He was also responsible for bringing on Christopher Young as composer. New World exec who gave them extra money for the first film to do Frank's awesome resurrection scene. He was also responsible for bringing on Christopher Young as composer. Rendell was initially nervous on set since this was his first time directing, but he benefited from a supportive crew who had also returned from the original. And I mean the whole crew, from the makeup team and cinematographer to the editor and production designer. Taking up script duties was Peter Atkins, a delightful singing fellow who was longtime friends with Barker. Atkins and Randall hashed out the final script together and became lifelong friends, which was not what they expected at first.
New World again, is it? Some cunt in a suit.
What the hell?
With Hellbound continuing the first film's patented combination of sex and gore, we're gonna need a sponsor to help keep this video clean from any YouTube issues. Thank goodness for Dr. Squatch. Dr. Squatch makes my favorite bars of soap. All made with natural ingredients that smell and feel so freaking good. I love not using... Just use my code DSCDeadMeat and click the link in the description below. If someone dies when they're already in hell, will their kill go on the count? Let's find out, Hellraiser heads. The movie begins with the title card. Hold up, that's the old one though. Yeah, we're getting a little recap because the first two Hellraisers are tight, but I ain't counting recap bodies, so on to the actual title card. There it is. We're in a wartime room in 1920s India where British Captain Elliot Spencer works at a familiar puzzle box. He solves it and the box does what it always does, transforming the room and itself. It spits out chains and hooks that cause Spencer to scream as they dissect his head and, wait a minute, driving nails? Haha, that's right. This is Pinhead's origin, motherfuckers. We're witnessing the birth of a Cenobite here. Captain Elliot Spencer is played by Pinhead's actor Doug... And wait a minute, driving nails? Haha. Box does what it always does, transforming the room and itself. It spits out chains and hooks that cause Spencer to scream as they dissect his head and, wait a minute, driving nails? Haha, that's right. This is Pinhead's origin, motherfuckers. We're witnessing the birth of a Cenobite here. Captain Elliot Spencer is played by Pinhead's actor Doug Bradley out of makeup. Unfortunately for Elliot Spencer, his makeup artist is hell. Kirsty Cotton wakes up in a psychiatric hospital. A Michael Shannon-looking cop writes out her bland boyfriend with a couple of lines.
Don't worry about him, he's okay. We sent him home hours ago.
We never saw Steve again. Well, Steve, right? The hospital Kirsty's at is run by Dr. Chenard, who sounds like a great candidate to meet Pinhead and co.
We have to see. We have to know.
Yeah, the Gash is gonna love this guy. Chenard and Kirsty learn that the cops have found a dirty mattress at her father's home, and she warns everyone that they've got to destroy that mattress.
See, Julia died on it, and she can come back now like Frank.
Is that so? The obvious villain asks. Though Chenard is merely impassive towards most of his subjects, he's extra cool towards the most vulnerable, who he keeps locked up in the basement.
Get them off me!
Kirsty's also seeing things, like a skinless person writing a bloody message on her wall. Gnarly hallucination. Except, turns out this blood is real. Does that mean... Oh, Kirsty, don't put that on your lips. Come on. Did you learn that from your stepmother? Kirsty thinks it's her father asking for help, so she confides in Chenard's assistant, Kyle.
I'm Kyle McRae. Call me Kyle.
Yeah, what the fuck else was I gonna call you? Mr. McRae? You look like you need to be saved by the bell. No wonder his troops didn't take him seriously when they were fighting aliens. Kirsty tells Kyle that her father is stuck in hell and that she needs to help him. Kyle offers to go get Dr. Chenard.
You got a ticket to hell?
He got a ticket to hell. Actually, though, he is looking to purchase a ticket to hell, because Kyle overhears him inquiring about the bloody mattress that they found. He's super interested in it after Kirsty gets a 2-minute recap of the first film, during which she mentions that Julia's body wound up on that mattress. I like that the recap incorporates unused footage from the first movie. It shows us Larry and Julia's wedding, where Frank stood there looking like a goober. Chenard has the mattress delivered to his home office and leaves to run an errand, giving Kyle a chance to sneak inside. Yo, dude, I think your boss might be into some weird shit. Like, he's got a picture of that guy? I know that guy. It's bad news, man. Kyle's perusal of schematics and configurations is interrupted by Chenard returning with someone else. It's Browning, the guy from the hospital, who thinks he's covered in bugs. He's played by Oliver Smith, who was Frank the Monster in the first film and that flesh monster in the hospital. The filmmakers wanted to give Smith a role where his face would be seen as thanks for all that hard skinless work. Self-harm warning, because Chenard's going for world's evilest doctor here. He gives Browning a straight razor and shit gets real nasty real fast, as Browning sees this as a tool to rid himself of all these creepy skin crawlers. On set, Smith used a blunted razor with a blood tube attached, but he went so hard he ended up leaving marks on his body, even though he was using the razor over a prosthetic piece on his chest. His self-mutilation soaks the mattress in blood, causing some spindly limbs to spawn and quickly wrap around his body. It's a female flesh monster, Julia friggin' Cotton, and she slides around with Browning for a good long while, just turning that office into a goddamn gory slip and slide. Careful there, Kyle. Don't get caught now. He peeks through the curtain and sees enough to make him leave, right before Julia kills Browning by draining away his life force. Flesh and blood. Bugs or not, that dude was a good meal. Julia asks Chenard for help, and unlike Frank, doesn't demand he avert his eyes.
Don't be scared of me.
Yeah, Sure, nothing scary about seeing muscles stretched across an exposed spine. What are you, lady? Part 7 Jason Voorhees? The next morning, Julia's hanging around Chennard's ultra-modern house, leaving bloody handprints and punching out mirrors. Mirror had it coming. He gives her some threads that she promptly sullies with blood, so they try something with more coverage and wrap her up in bandages. That should cut down on makeup costs. Looks like all them bandages got this stepmommy feeling horny. Oh man, that's gross. And always with the fingers in these movies. Chennard helps Julia find more flesh by bringing her 8 bodies to feast on. We only see the 8th victim being killed. The other 7 are shown already dead, hanging around in this cool sweeping shot that goes around the room. With all them people in her tum-tum now, Julia's healed enough to let her hair down. Damn, girl, you get a new stylist since the first film? You are glowing! Returning to play human Julia was English actor Claire Higgins, who I think makes for an awesome lady villain. In fact, Clive Barker wanted Julia to be the franchise's main antagonist, but viewers were more into the Cenobites, and Higgins wanted more for her acting career. She'd go on to win multiple Olivier Awards and a Tony for her work on stage. Skinless Julia, just like with Skinless Frank, needed an actor thin enough to wear the muscle prosthetics. That actor was South African Deborah Joel, whose makeup process went smoothly since the crew had learned a lot from the first film. Little John Cormican took the lead and sculpted her face, basing his design on H.R. Geiger drawings of beautiful women as robots. Makeup artist Bella Tom Jones sculpted the body, taking special care when it came to blood time. Nice. Kyle goes to the hospital and tells Kirsty that Chennard resurrected a monster. When he mentions the boxes he saw in Chennard's office, Kirsty demands they go there so she can try to save her father. He agrees to help.
I can do that. I'm a doctor.
Oh, that's right, you are. Hey, have you met my friend Larry Gordon?
I'm a doctor.
You two have a lot in common. You've also got a lot in common with everyone else in this goddamn movie. Well, Chennard is out again. They sneak in through the office window. Kyle goes upstairs to look around and is found by Julia. Hush now, child. She pretty much instantly seduces him in spite of the bloody bodies hanging nearby. Careful there, buddy. This baby don't got back. Literally, she's losing her back skin there. She'll be fine after digging her fingers into Kyle and sucking his life force out. See? Skin as clear as day. Hers, that is. Not Kyle's. His skin is fucked. Kirsty pockets a picture of a pre-Pinhead Spencer and leaves Chennard's office to go up to the attic. There, she finds Kyle's body and her old arch-rival.
I'm no longer just the wicked stepmother. Now I'm the evil queen.
That awesome evil queen knocks Kirsty out with a single backhand. Chennard shows up with a girl named Tiffany, another patient at the hospital who's been shown a few times. She doesn't speak, has no family, and had to be named by the staff. The only thing she seems to care about is solving puzzles. You see where this is going. Chennard puts Tiffany in his escape room-looking office and gives her the lament configuration to figure out. He and Julia watch from behind a two-way mirror. Or one-way mirror? I think it's two-way? Whatever, fuck it. In no time at all, old Lemmy Config continues its non-stop streak of being solved by people. Seriously, how easy is that thing? At this point, it's just a free smoke and light show. Everyone and their stepmothers are solving it, no problem. Yeah, dude, everyone does. As always, the box makes a giant mess of things as it opens up doors into the hallways of hell, out of which emerge everyone's favorite leather daddies, and leather mommies, and leather, whatever really. Pinhead's crew is getting ready to gash poor Tiffany until the lead Cenobite comes out and says, no.
It is not hands that call us. It is desire.
Wait, really? Since Kirsty didn't desire you when she opened the box in the hospital, but you still came after her anyway, best get some consistent rules, brah, or you're asking for YouTube comments. The Cenobites listen to Pete and walk away from Tiffany like, bye! The lament configuration promptly resets itself. Kirsty wakes up in the attic and comes downstairs so she can, just run into hell, why don't ya? Now everybody's in these mindfuck hallways amidst a giant matte-painted labyrinth. I think it looks cool. Tiffany ends up in the circus-themed development hell the World Clown sequel has been in for the past 30 years. Also, I'm guessing this is what hell is like for a lot of people. It's a trippy sequence with a lot of unique style decisions. House clown pictures, looking plastic baby, maybe even secrets. While lost and spinning around, Kirsty's transported into her own coastal hell, complete with gloomy pictures and portraits of Julia. This hell is a creation courtesy of Pinhead, who's here with his pals, happy to see Kirsty again. He welcomes her to their dimension and turns the lament configuration into a diamond kind of thing. Oh, he's proud of himself for that one. Kirsty claims she shouldn't be here since she didn't open the box, and the Cenobites respond with their wonderful, sarcastic indifference.
Get open the box and walk inside the circle. Get to the box once. And if you can keep finding Johnny Jones.
Female Cenobite, now played by curvy, sunken cheeks, and she wasn't given those little bits of hair she had in the first one. Makeup artist Mark Coulier adapted the design to the new actor, who sometimes needed extra touch-ups because she was so animated on set. Wilde really got along well with returning Cenobite actors Simon Bamford and Nicholas Vince.
What's not to like about Barbie World?
Pinhead tells Kirsty that she can't save her father since he's in his own hell just as she is in hers.
But please, feel free. Explore.
Exploring she does. She runs into Tiffany, whom she begs to close the box so they can get the hell out of hell. Shanard gets a hell tour from Julia.
Door. Door.
El nuevo Google Pixel 6. Lo suficientemente inteligente como para hacer desaparecer a los photobombers con el borrador mágico. En el primer teléfono totalmente de Google. Google Pixel 6. Para todo lo que eres.
A criminal gets a job as a substitute teacher at the school where his friend buried his money. Determined to get it back, he plays the part while digging beneath the school to find his missing money. Today we're recapping the German comedy movie Suck Me Shakespeare. Spoilers ahead. On one of his last days before leaving prison, Zeki Miller's told he's a danger to society because he lacks basic high school education. Zeki's released after serving his time. He checks his personal belongings and starts walking. Zeki gets to a patrol station before his friend Charlie pulls up. She runs out to kiss him. He asks her where the money is, and when she says she buried it, he asks her where. They drive to a school, and she puts the exact spot on the map. He tells her to hoot if someone arrives. Zeki walks towards the spot, eventually walking into a sign in front of a gymnasium, built on the pin location. Furious, he walks back to Charlie, and thinking it's a stranger, she hoots numerous times before he stops her. They go to the building, and she says that when she buried the money, it was just a construction site. And he asks why she buried it at a construction site in the first place. Charlie says she thought they were laying pipes. Cut to Zeki's head being smashed into a table and getting told by a strip club owner, Alita, that he owes him 2,000 euros and 50...
Here from Fast Film, and today we're covering a 2013 British horror movie named Bloody Homecoming. The movie starts with a scene with a group of freshmen attending a homecoming dance. On their way to school, some senior year students pull a prank on them and refuse to let them enter. They dictate to